Hey all, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning everyone. I hope you all are doing great. Welcome back to my channel again. It's Friday morning and like every homemaker, my to-do list is long, but today I want to go slow and prepare my home with love for the Jummah. So the first thing that I did was to play Surat al-Kahf so that my home is filled with the echoes of it. Now before preparing the breakfast, I wanted to clean the living area before my house help arrives. So the first thing that I did was to clean this wall hanging on which there are two verses of Quran. Now this little piece of beauty hold back a lot of memories from Saudi Arabia because this was the first thing that we purchased from Riyadh, especially for our home. Now at the corner of our living area we have placed this flower vase along with these flowers. So I wanted to clean the flowers because a lot of dust was accumulated on it. So I'll just wash it with the water and allow them to dry for some time. Now I'll also change the covers of my sofa. Now as you can see, the color of my sofa is pretty light in color, so I always prefer to place the covers on it so that it doesn't get dirty and it will be easy to manage and also easy to clean. Now a lot of you have asked me regarding the covers of the sofa and also asked me to give the link of it. Trust me, I did not got them from any online store. I just got them from Charminar. Now if you live in Hyderabad, you might be aware of the fact that there are a lot of shops of such kind of sofa covers, and I have got them at very reasonable price too compared to any online store. Now Friday mornings are always special to me, a little slower, a little softer. It's the day I like to bring back peace into my home, to cook, to clean and to leave those quiet moments before the Jummah prayer. For breakfast, I'm preparing Hyderabadi ande ka khagina along with paratha. Now, if you live in Hyderabad, you might be aware of the fact that it is a comfort food of each and every household. You can either have it for breakfast or even lunch. Now it's a very simple and easy recipe for which I have sliced 3 to 4 medium sized onions and allowed the onions to turn brown in color, and after that I have added some chopped mint and green chilies, and into that I have also added freshly grated ginger garlic paste. After cooking them for 1 minute, I then added the spices in which there are red chili powder, turmeric powder and salt. Now you have to cook the spices for another 1 minute and then add the water. Now here I have added 3 to 4 tablespoons of water and again cook the onions with the spices for 1 minute. At this stage I have added 2 chopped tomatoes into the onions. I will now allow the onions and tomatoes cook for another 5 minutes until the tomatoes become soft. After 5 minutes, when I opened the lid, as you can see, the tomatoes have become really soft. At this stage I'll add the 4 eggs into it. Now before adding eggs, make sure that you make the space between the onions to add the eggs and then break the eggs into it. Close the lid and cook until the eggs are cooked completely. Now when the eggs are cooked completely, at this stage I'll add some chopped coriander leaves, and that's it. The Hyderabadi Andika Khagina is ready. To have with the khagina here, I'm preparing the paratha for myself, and I have also put tea on the other side. Now, I'm not someone who likes to have heavy breakfast. I usually have very light breakfast, but I think once in a while it's okay that you allow yourself to have such kind of things in the morning or enjoy the delicacies of your culture. Actually, my husband was at gym, so I enjoyed the breakfast alone today. After finishing my breakfast, I then resumed my household chores. Usually on Fridays, I don't do any deep cleaning, but there are some places at my home that are to be must cleaned on Friday, such as cleaning these hanging bulbs that are above my dining area. I really feel that each and every corner of our home requires love, affection, and warmth of our hands, otherwise, they will start losing their beauty. Now, while I was busy doing the other dusting, my husband offered me to help and set the dining table. Now, whenever he's at home, he makes sure that he's helping me in one way or the other, and I admire and love this quality of him. It's not like that I ask him to help me, but instead, he voluntarily comes forward and offers me to help. And I think such moments of understanding and peace creates a beautiful family. Now, one Friday ritual that I follow every Friday without fail is to burn some bakhor or incense sticks so that my home is filled with the good smell and good vibes. Now for today lunch, I'm preparing another Hyderabadi delicacy, that is mutton maikhalia. For this here I have taken handful of groundnut, handful of dry coconut and handful of sesame seeds. First in pan I'll dry roast the groundnuts for 2 to 3 minutes and then add the dry coconut into it. I'll roast them both for 2 minutes more and then add it into the another plate. Into the same pan I have added sesame seeds. Now we have to roast the sesame seeds until they start splattering. Now I have taken around half teaspoon of coriander seeds and half teaspoon of cumin seeds and then roasted them for another 2 to 3 minutes until the nice aroma has come out of it, and then transferred it to a plate. Now in the same pan I have added 2 to 3 tablespoon of oil, and in it I have added 3 medium sized sliced onions, and I'll roast them until they start turning brown in color. Now while the onions were cooking, onto the other stove I have placed a pressure cooker, and in it I have added 4 to 5 tablespoon of oil, and in it I have added 1/4 teaspoon of zira, rye, mustard and black seeds, and then I'll cook them for 1 minute and then add a handful of curry leaves. Now I'll cook the curry leaves for another half minute and then add half kg of mutton in it. Now after adding the mutton, I'll cook it on high flame for at least 5 minutes and then add the chopped ginger garlic paste into it. Again, after adding the ginger garlic paste, you have to cook the mutton on high flame until it changes its color, and added the spices into it. Now in spices I have taken red chili powder, turmeric powder, salt, some mint leaves, and also I have added 1 teaspoon of garam masala in it. After adding all the spices, you have to cook the mutton for another 2 to 3 minutes. Now this step is very important so that you don't get any kind of smell from the mutton. Meanwhile, onions also caramelized. I added them to the same plate in which I have added the groundnut and the coconut, and you have to make a fine paste out of it. Now after cooking the mutton for 3 to 4 minutes, at this stage I have added 4 medium sized sliced tomatoes. I will add around 1/4 cup of water into the pressure cooker and close the lid and pressure cook the mutton for 3 to 4 whistles. Now when the pressure has completely gone, at this stage I will open the lid of the pressure cooker and cook the mutton for another 2 to 3 minutes until you see that the oil has started separating from the gravy, and at this stage I'll add the prepared mixture of the groundnut, onions and coconut. After adding the groundnut and the onion paste, you have to cook the paste along with the mutton for 5 to 10 minutes until you see that the oil has started to appear at the top. Now at this point you have to be very careful because the gravy will be splattering all around. Now here I have added around 1 cup of tamarind pulp along with half cup of water. I will give it a good mix, then allow the gravy cook for another 10 minutes. Now at last I'll add around a handful of chopped coriander leaves into the gravy. Now you have to cook it for another 2 minutes on very low flame until you see that the oil has started appearing at the top. Now at last I'll also add 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. I will give it a good mix, and that's it. So that's it. Hyderabadi mutton maikhalia is ready. You can serve it with just the plain rice or any other bagara rice. Being a homemaker isn't easy, but the days like this remind me why I love it. And this reminds me of we can find happiness even in the small details of our everyday living.